Hi guys, and welcome to this week's Kaizer podcast. So this week we've got the Banlist, which we can obviously see by this front screen. It's just me and Max this week. Dan is listening, but he's muted, so he might pop in every now and then if he's actually got anything to say. I believe Belf is at the doctor's, so he won't be joining us.
Put it down.
Yeah, so let's get straight into it then.
So we're still watching the stream at the minute because we're watching the slowest game. While we're recording this, we're watching the slowest game of Vanguard we've ever seen in our life.
Yeah.
Where they're slowly playing for a Bang Dream game, but because we don't really talk about Bang Dream, we're not going to bother making much comment on it.
Yeah. So today's stream was basically a Bang Dream stream. So.
Nice rhymes.
Oh, yeah, sick as fuck, mate. So basically they added the ban list and like one Pale Moon card into the Bang Dream stream, and that's pretty much all they've done for this stream.
Yeah.
They did do a couple of zero things, but not very much. So the ban list, literally, Zazan has been put to 1.
Yeah. So it doesn't make it completely unplayable because of course you can still play one, but it makes it a lot less consistent than it was before.
I mean, of course. I think it does pretty much kill the whole reason that Zazan was such a problem.
It kills the meme, doesn't it?
Yeah. So Zazan won't be an issue anymore. Unless you're really lucky and get that one Zazan every single game.
Yeah.
Or find some way of searching it. I assume there's probably some Grey Elemental cards that search it. I'm not even sure, to be honest.
What you need to do is you need to put it in a slightly bigger sleeve than every other sleeve in your deck. And then you can shuffle it to the top every single time you play. And then you'll be golden.
Or your opponent will cut your deck and cut it to the bottom of your deck every single time.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Right. So yeah, that's literally all that happened in terms of the ban list. We have Daigo is apparently going to do some thing on YouTube for Vanguard Zero and apparently normal Vanguard.
We're right excited.
Yeah, hopefully it means that Sanctuary Guard is going to get confirmed for either of the games, really. I'd be happy with either.
Yep.
It'd be pretty cool to see a Sank Guard new version in the actual Vanguard game. I'd be happy with that. Even though I never really was a fan of Sank Guard, but still.
The issue with Vanguard is it wasn't that good until the Striders came out for it.
Yeah, and then it became really good.
And then it became really because it's a bit like Garbo, isn't it? Beforehand.
Yeah.
It's like a mixture of the two Garbos because it's got. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's got a superior call effect when it's placed. And it's got a power gaining effect based on the number of units on the field or something like that. It's a long time since I looked at it.
Yeah, it was something along those lines. But then you didn't even play it for those effects anyway, you played it just for the name, so you could play the strides.
Yeah. Because they brought out Sentry Guard, whatever it was, that was absolutely broken. Sentry Guard, Regale? Something like that. And that was one that said that all your units in the front row gained 3k for each grade 1 or less unit you had. So you were like giving everything 15k.
Yeah, which
was pretty bonkers.
Yeah, back in the day, that was really good.
Yeah, the other issue with Vanguard in Zero, where you've got a smaller hand, is Vanguard's cost is to discard to call something. So it's, to me, that's a worse cost than, say, Garmor that was like Counterblast 2.
Yeah, but in Zero they have been changing a lot of the cards anyway. Like, do you know how overpowered they made Ezel, for instance?
Yeah, so yeah. They made it 11k, didn't they?
Well, yeah, they've made it 11k base. They've made it so it's Counterblast 1. Call top card of your deck, it gains that card's power, and it's not once per turn. So you can just keep on calling cards every turn.
Wait, but Ezel wasn't once per turn anyway.
Was it not? But
nope.
It was Counterblast 2, wasn't it?
It was Counterblast 2.
Yeah, which
Counterblast 2, call something to get the power of that unit.
Yeah, which basically made it twice per turn at most.
Yeah.
But now you're just like, oh, sick. My turn, I've got 5 face-up damage. Call full field, my Vanguard's now on 100k.
Yeah,
GG.
seems pretty dank.
Yeah, and obviously you've got all the cards in golds that when they're called, they'll call something else.
I mean, the nice thing about this Daigo stream is that we haven't seen Daigo for a long time. We saw him for the terrorist film that he did, where he had to play with the Dimension Police trial deck, and we saw him in G. He plays against Tokaha or Chrono in G, because I just remember that they were wearing like the Mega Collie outfits when they were playing against him.
Oh right, yeah.
But that's how it's played. So we haven't seen him for like 3 years, or something like that, 4 years. It must be a while.
Yeah. It's a shame because he was a good like mascot
Yeah.
for them.
Better than that fucking Vanguard or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Other Zero news, there are the rate ups for the new sets that have just come out in Japan. So, between the 10th and the 15th, you can pull Narukami cards. Between the 16th and the 21st, you can pull gold cards. And between the 22nd and the 27th, you can pull Aquaforce cards. It's pretty standard. We do it every month for whatever new sets come out. It's usually about 15 days after the set actually comes out that we start doing it. But yeah, nothing super interesting. Oops, daisy. So this is the only card that got revealed in today's stream. I meant to put this further back in the thing, but oh well.
That's okay.
So it's Moonlight Melody Tamer Betty. If I remember correctly, this was like a grade 1 that came out in the trial deck. I think it was like a 7 game 3K or something like that. So it's when placed, draw a card and put a card from your hand into your soul. That's a Vanguard only skill. And act on rearguard. Rest this unit. Look at 3 cards from top of your deck. Put a Magia doll among them into your soul, and then put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a pretty good card, to be fair. I think it's definitely a double rare as it's set, but I think it's going to be a really good first ride because you've got the opportunity to both get whatever you need in your soul, but also you can try and use this card to try and fix any ride targets that you're missing.
Yep.
And then you've got the effect later on where you can rest it to keep searching through your deck to try and find the cards you want. And the benefit of this as well is that it's almost got a kind of Tsukiyomi-esque effect where you're getting to put the cards that you want onto the bottom of your deck in any order. So you're going to be able to get your triggers prepared and fit out the deck from non-trigger cards too, which is quite nice.
Assuming that you're not playing cards that shuffle your deck or anything like that, yeah.
Yeah. Well, even if you are playing cards that shuffle your deck, you're still going to be able to fit your deck out of non-trigger cards.
Well, yeah, of course. I've noticed that a lot, like Vanguard in general right now, it seems to be making lots of good cards that have Vanguard only skills.
Yeah.
Like, they're making a lot of really good ride targets for a lot of clans now, so like you can have more than one ride target, because most clans will have like the perfect ride up. So like for Chrono Fang it'd be obviously the Chrono Fang chain. But they're making a lot of these new decks have like at least 3 grade 1 ride targets.
Yeah.
Because obviously the grade 3 searches for every clan right now is like a good first ride anyway.
Yeah.
Moving on, we also got Flame Rowdy this week. So this one, none of the rest were in the stream. It's literally just Betty who was in the stream. So the common Pale Moon card. When retired from Rearguard Circle or Guardian Circle, during your opponent's turn, you may put this card into your soul.
Yeah, I can't see this game much play.
No, it's actually dreadful.
Yeah, it's 9k. It doesn't benefit anything. It doesn't plus you. The fact it goes into your soul really doesn't make that much difference compared to it going to the drop zone.
No.
It's just putting it somewhere else where you've got to pay a cost to get it out.
Yep. It's some cool artwork. It's a waste of some cool artwork.
Yeah.
On like a not very good card. They could have made it decent. They could have just like given it like a 10k shield or something.
Yeah, if it had a 10k shield, it'd be really good.
Yeah, but I mean, it still wouldn't even be really good. It'd be just playable then.
If it said something like, if it was, I think with it being 9k, it needs to have a really good effect to justify running it. So I mean, if it'd have to say something to me like, auto when retired from Guardian Circle or Vanguard, or when it retired from Rearguard Circle or Guardian Circle during your opponent's turn. So remember, it's got that extra restriction as well.
Yeah.
If it had something like Counterblast 1, choose a card from your soul, call it your rearguard, then I'd be like, okay, that's pretty good. But just putting something into your soul just seems a bit naff.
Yeah, even if they just took away the during your opponent's turn, it wouldn't be awful.
Yeah.
Because you could always just call it and then call on top of it.
Yeah, even if it said something like, when retired from Rearguard or Guardian Circle, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, pick 1 card from there, put it into your soul with this card, that'd be alright. Or put that, or just pick 1 card out of the top 3 cards of your deck and put it into your soul, I'd be fine with that. Yeah, but it just doesn't really have any benefits to playing it.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame that they are still releasing just like set fillers.
Yeah,
that's basically
because there's no reason to release set fillers at this point now.
Yeah, they should make every card like fairly playable. Like this is a pretty much unplayable card. It's not.
They don't need. Yeah, the thing is, they don't need to make stuff that's completely unplayable. You could make so we've just looked at that double rare. You could make a version of that double rare and a common or rare that's slightly worse.
Yeah.
Because at least then somebody's going to utilize it in, say, like a pauper deck or a budget deck, or if they want to play 5 cards of a similar skill, you could use it in that.
Yeah, or if they just can't afford these higher rare cards.
But, you know, this card is just garbage.
Yeah.
Naughty Bushy Road.
So, as we've seen, garbage. Every set is getting a new draw trigger as well. I don't like this artwork. I think it's pretty bad, to be honest.
Yes. There's also no reason to run it.
No, I mean, not in Pale Moon.
Not in Standard.
Actually, I think I used to play a Pale Moon deck that was just 8 front and 8 draws.
Really?
Which was actually fairly decent. It ran.
Might be because you're a baddie that you did that though.
I mean, true. I literally chose not to play heal triggers. That's because it was a rush build. But it didn't do much.
I think you're incriminating yourself.
Same thing for Dark Regulars, it's just another draw trigger. This one's got quite nice artwork. I quite like this.
Dark Regulars are quite good at getting pressure, so I can understand playing more draws in Dark Regulars, but I also think to myself, if you're playing draws in Dark Regulars, where half your deck's already in the middle of the board, you're going to just take yourself out.
Yeah, you don't need draws for Dark Regulars at all.
Yeah.
Usually. This is some really
nice
art.
That is nice art. Yeah.
So this is Deflect Suite. This is when it's in the soul, it gets +1 grade. And on Vanguard Circle, when the attack it boosts hits. If you have 5 more cards in soul, count +1, draw a card. That's not bad.
It's a nice pressure card. It's a rare. It definitely deserves to be a rare. It's really nice art. I'd love to see them do a card that nice. It's like a key card for a deck eventually.
Yeah.
But it's fine. I mean, it's probably the issue for Dark Regulars is going to be they've already got so many good cards that they might not have space for this. But it's a nice pressure card, especially in the early game.
Yeah, it is good.
It's good that you're limited by 5 or more cards in Soul. If it had more than that, it wouldn't be playable. But 5 is a decent number.
Yeah, I don't know what you gain from it gaining +1 grade in Soul, because I don't know what any Dark Regulars cards do.
I'm trying to think. Is there anything that says you have to call
certain grades? I don't
think so. Certain grades? I don't think so.
I don't think there's like anything that's like, oh, for every grade 2 you've got in your Soul, give this thing, or blah blah blah.
Yeah, I can't remember why the grade thing, but I'm sure there's a reason and we're forgetting it because we're trash. If somebody would like to tell us in the comments, that'd be really helpful.
Yeah. So we got this guy, Gravitate Core Master. He looks very Blade Master.
I really like the art for this guy.
Bladewing. He looks very Bladewingy.
Yeah.
So he's Vanguard Circle only. When he attacks, for each card in your soul, this unit gets +2k, and if the power increases 30k or more, choose one of your opponent's rare cards and retire it. So I mean, if you've got 15 or more cards in your soul, choose what your
for a common, that's not bad.
No.
You know, if you were starting out and you're building a deck, and you could only afford to buy your 4 VRs for whatever deck you were playing, and you couldn't afford to buy the backup, this is not a bad secondary ride choice. You know, I don't really have any issue with this.
Yeah,
the fact he's got a marker is fine.
Yeah, you can go into him from No Life Death King as well.
Yeah.
Granted, it is the same power increase, but it just means that if you obviously with No Life Death King, he gains 2k for every card in your soul when he's placed.
Yeah.
But then after you attack, you're not going to have the enough cost to pay its cost again anyway. So you might as well just go into this guy and get a free retire, I guess.
Yeah, and free power boost.
Yeah, well, this power boost would be the same as just going into a second No Life Death King. But
yeah, it's no cost. That's nice. It's a common grade 3 with no cost. It's something you could sit on until you could be able to correct your ride.
Yeah, it basically makes it so you can guarantee that your Vanguard attack's going to be huge every turn as well.
I don't think it's going to see competitive play, but it's definitely something which I think we'll probably see popping up in locals sometimes.
Maybe, yeah. Another draw trigger.
Yep.
This is for Grumbling. This artwork is really good. I really like this, especially
the artwork. As we said last week, the artwork for Vanguard cards has really improved over the last couple of years.
Oh god, yeah, definitely. Yeah,
it's a draw trigger.
I really like this. And anything to do with ghosties, I like. Even though it's not a ghosty card, because it's called a friend set. It's still pretty cool looking. We have Pirate Swordsman Colombard. So this guy was he was like the hollow that came out in the Night Res trial deck.
Yep. He's a triple rare now.
Count last one soul, last one do something.
Yep.
But yeah, he's a triple now in the set. Just like I think Harry's version of this was a triple as well.
Yep.
So it's Vanguard and Rearguard Circle. When placed, count plus 1, search your deck for up to 1 card, put it in your drop zone, shuffle your deck, and call up to 1 card from your drop zone to Rearguard Circle. This ability can only be used 1 card with the same card name as this card. Oh, so that's like Nemain, isn't it?
This card, yeah, I mean, this card's pretty nuts because actually what it does is it says no matter where your card is, you can play it.
Yeah.
If it's in your deck, take it from your deck, put it into your drop zone, you can call it. If it's in your drop zone, pick something else out of your deck. Or don't pick anything if you don't want to take anything out. If your deck's absolutely amazing and there's nothing you want to put in your drop zone, you can leave your deck alone and then just take a card out of your drop zone and call it. You can literally call anything you want off this.
Yeah, as long as it's not like a one-of that's ended up in your damage zone somehow. Basically.
Yeah, I can see this being really good for calling certain grade 3s that are really good on Rearguard Circle in the early game.
Yeah.
I can see that being a really good utility.
Yeah, stuff like Skull Dragon, Undead Dragon, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good grade 3 to call. So
yeah.
if you can bring that out early game, it's probably really good.
Yeah, I think it's a really good card. I think it deserves to be a triple rare. Yeah. The restriction on it is going to be a little bit of a pain.
It's interesting to see that restriction though, because the only card we've seen with that is Nemain so far, I think.
Yeah.
I could be forgetting something else. But yeah, that and Nemain are the only things we've seen. But that's like a hard once per turn, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's a good card. It's going to be a 4-off probably, I think.
Yeah. So we got some promos for the Try 3 set stuff. So this is for Gear Chronicle. This is Steam Maiden Ribble. Auto, when discarded during your turn, Soul Blast 1, call this card to Rearguard Circle, and it gets plus 5,000 power. Then cost, put a normal unit from your drop zone into bottom of deck and draw a card. That is not bad.
Yeah, seems fine.
So
I don't think it'll be played that much. But
I think this will be played a lot in the Chrono Fang build.
Yeah.
Maybe not in Chrono Jet, because Chrono Fang there's a lot of cards that just randomly discard cards. So whenever you go from grade 3 Chrono Fang to grade 4, you have to discard a card to give it plus 1 crit and plus 1 drive. And every time you use Urcab, you have to discard a card.
If you took the first bit of this text off of this card about it having to be used during your turn, this card would be absolutely nuts.
I mean, if you could
it
discard
would
it for
absolutely broken. Discard it for a perfect
card
card or something, yeah.
But the whole putting no unit from the drop zone to the bottom of your deck is really good as well, because the only card that does that right now is Quickie Worker.
Yeah.
So once you've gone through all your grade 4s, and you can't get them back unless you've got a Quickie Worker. So if you got this thing instead, that's really, really good.
Yeah.
I really like this card. I think it's going to be needed. I think it's going to be needed in Chrono Fang.
Chrono Fang or Chrono Jet?
Chrono Fang.
Chrono Fang, yeah.
We've got Edis. So this is a royal card, so you can feel free to read this.
Yep, so Busted Light Edis. Auto Rearguard Circle, when placed, look at 7 cards on top of your deck and call a card without mana its card name from among them to Rearguard in the same column as this unit. Shuffle your deck. At the end of the battle, this unit boosted a grade 3 Rearguard. Put the boosted unit into your soul and return this card to your hand. Seems really good. Seems
that seems pretty good.
It seems really good, yeah. I mean, because it's recyclable. You can keep using this card's skill. You can protect it because after you've boosted, it goes back to your hand.
Does
it seems really, really good.
The VR Outmile require an Outmile and soul for its effect?
If
it does, then this is really good. I actually don't know what the VR Outmile does.
The VR Outmile is if you've got no face-up cards you damage, it gives all your grade 2s plus 10k and plus 5k shield. And then if you've got an Outmile you sold, I think Outmile gains a crit as well.
Oh yeah, this is really good then. Because you
really
attack with this first, obviously, search out that Outmile, put it in front of it, then...
the benefit of this is as well.
In front of it, then boost it, and then put that straight into your soul for your Vanguard.
It doesn't matter which Outmile you put in your soul, because it's just if you have an Outmile card.
Yep.
So it can be the VR again, as long as you've got the VR in your hand.
Yeah, so you're obviously going to have 8 Outmiles in your deck anyway, assuming you're playing 4 and 4.
You're going to be attacking for 21k on a Rearguard Circle early game, which is pretty good. It means that your opponent's going to be taking that damage.
Yeah, I definitely think this is really good as well.
Yeah, I think it's really, really good.
It's nice to see good promos for once. It's very rare that we get really good promos.
It's nice that it's a grade 1 as well, because obviously grade 1's is the area of the deck where you've got more space to play around with things. We should play more grade 1s than grade 2s or 3s. So it's nice to see that these are grade 1s.
Yeah, Outmile's always been one of those decks where you play more grade 2s though, isn't it?
It is, because all the skills go off grade 2s. But I mean, the other thing is, Outmile isn't... It's not quite as nuts as it was in G era, where you were like calling 13 grade 2s a turn.
Yeah.
Because you were recalling when you attack and stuff. It does still do that, but it doesn't do it quite to the extent anymore.
Okay.
Because you've not got obviously Spirit Call off of the strikes. But this is definitely a good card. Stride breaks slow the game down. I mean, well, not having stride breaks just slowed the game down. But you are still playing a lot of grade 2s in this deck.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
fair enough.
it's a good card.
And then the Neo Nectar one. It says Maiden of Nepenthus. I assume that's an actual plant that I don't know how to pronounce. Vanguard of Vanguard Circle once per turn. Retire a plant token, draw a card, and this unit gets boost and power plus 5k until end of turn. So grade 2 gaining boost and 5k is not bad. Rearguard Circle, when it boosts a grade 3 rearguard, you may have that unit get +1 critical until end of that battle. If you did, at the end of that battle, put this unit into your soul.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's really good.
So, Asher, all the rearguards in Asher are grade 3, basically, because they're the Asher tokens that just copy Asher.
Yeah, I think this card is really, really good.
So this
it's almost a bit like the Blade Master stuff. You know, the little reflected Blade Master thing, the fake Blade Master that he makes. Imagine that having really strong grade 3 pressure on rearguard circle is something that the game needed, and we've definitely got that with a lot of the V series stuff.
Yeah,
so I'm really glad to see this.
With Vanguard, you think of the Vanguard circle having a grade 3 and then the 2 front rows being grade 2s most of the time.
Yeah, so they can intercept and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but this was really good.
This deck obviously revolves around it being a grade 3 instead. So you don't really care about the whole intercept thing in this deck.
Yeah, I think all these cards have been good. I think that it's nice to see Bushiroad making decent cards.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not 100% sure how the tokens work, because I know that tokens say when they attack, they just copy your Asher's stuff. So I assume this effect must come after that.
This effect will definitely work with them, because they wouldn't have printed it otherwise.
Yeah, I'd assume so. But it's the same with the boost as well.
Yeah.
So I assume you can boost the tokens. Like, I haven't played the deck properly yet anyway,
no.
so I don't really
We've not managed to play many games yet, because we've still been locked down. But we're hoping to play at some point this week and record some more games.
Yeah. We got the grade 3 searcher for
that art is awesome.
It is, and that is the same grade 3, the same strike fodder that they used to have as well, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Which is also pretty standard. So Getaway Gateway Stealth Rogue Attacker, and his unique skill is during your turn, if 2 or more units have the same card name, this card gets plus 5k. Not hard to do, and that's obviously just got the grade 3 search skill.
Yep. So I mean, we can't really say much more about it. I wish they had made these grade 3 searches triple rare, because I think that they are such an important card. Bushiroad did really well making Perfect Guards accessible, but then as soon as they did that, they've made these other cards which are absolutely necessary as a 4 of.
Yep.
A really hard rarity to get. I mean, my Royal ones are about £20 each at the minute.
Yeah, same. It was the same with Brandwin as well for Shadows.
Yeah.
That
really
card
expensive.
on its own was like a good 15 quid to 20 quid for like the entire time it was out, and they've only just confirmed it for a reprint.
Yeah.
Granted, I did get mine for like 5 each, but still. We got the crit for Pale Moon, Darkside Swordmaster.
The crit sentinel.
Yeah.
Nice art.
Really pretty. Yeah. I love these crit sentinels. I think they're really cool.
I think this will be played in the deck as well. I think this is probably going to replace the draw trigger.
Yeah, maybe. So I know the Pale Moon can draw fairly easily with, obviously, like with New Venus Lugia. She draws.
Yeah, I think you want to be as aggressive as possible with Pale Moon and Dark Regulars.
Yeah. I think these would have been cooler if they gave an extra power boost on the crit as well. Like maybe just made it like
they do. They've got 10k.
Yeah, I know, but I'd just like to see triggers like.
You'd like to see a trigger that really boosts someone's power more than anything else.
I'd like it to be. As luck based as Vanguard is. I'd like them to try and make it a tiny bit more luck based and have triggers give plus 7k or something. But
they could do like the other option is to do something like a shield break trigger, where you can remove a card in the Guardian Circle, a bit like Kaizer used to do.
Yeah.
But that'd be pretty gay.
That would change the game a lot.
Yeah. Be pretty broken.
Like a lot, and you'd have to think about them as well.
Yeah.
It'd make the game a lot harder.
It'd make the game a lot more luck based as well.
Yeah. We got a new Nightmare Doll card. So we got Nightmare Doll Marion. So Dan will be happy about this. So it's auto on Insole. When your Workroid is placed on Vanguard Circle, call this card to Rearguard Circle, and that's a hard once per turn. and it doesn't activate when it's rode upon, apparently.
It seems good to me. It's +1.
Yeah, so it's the same thing again with the. It's another card with no main skill. Well, it's just a hard once per turn.
So the does not activate when rode upon just means when you ride a grade 2 over the top of this, if it's on Vanguard, it doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
That's fine. But when you ride if you rode like a grade 3 on Workeroid, it would work.
Yeah, as long as it's still in the soul at that point.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's a rare. It probably deserves to be a rare.
I mean, I imagine there's probably some insane things you can do with it.
Yeah.
With Nightmare Dolls, to be honest.
Well, you could get 4 of these you saw. Then when you ride your grade 4 free, you just call 4 of them out straight away. Fill your board up.
Yeah. So that's the end of all the reveals and everything. Is there anything else that you can think of that we need to tell people? Stuff in the channel.
Well, I won't be here next Tuesday because it's my wife's birthday. So that'll be a Belfie, Rowan, perhaps Danny stream.
Okay.
But apart from that, we will hopefully record some games this week and upload those onto the channel. It's Rowan's got his Angel Feathers, which he's desperately excited to record and put on the channel.
Yeah, I'm constantly putting that off.
So we'll get that done. But yeah, I mean, it's just kind of keeping going, isn't it, now at this point?
Yeah, it's just trying to remember to recording stuff.
Yeah.
Which is a bit difficult.
I'll definitely do the anime episode this week. I had to give it a miss this past weekend because I had some family stuff that came up. But if you want to know what happened, it was a flashback episode, and it probably won't influence anything else that goes on in the storyline. So even if you're not watching the anime, you're just keeping up with what I'm telling you about the anime. That episode's not that important to remember or to keep in mind.
Yeah,
because it all happens in the past.
The only thing I saw that was like remotely interesting is when Suiko stabs someone in the back with a card.
Yeah.
I haven't actually watched the episode. I've just seen that screenshot. And
it was just Emmy like becoming the magical girl. So yeah.
Yeah. It's an origin story that we didn't really need.
Yeah. Next week we've got Tsukiyomi and Misaki. I think Tsukiyomi's the jammer. And Misaki's like a klutz, so I'm looking forward to that. That'll be up at some point Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
Good. So, we are now over 500 subscribers, and we're building our way up to 1,000. See if that takes another 4 or 5 years, like it took to get up to 500. So please do subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.